G'day, and a fine howdy, hey guys. Today for story time, well, it's not really a story time, is it? But I'm gonna count it as a story time because there's gonna be like, I guess, links and stuff. I don't, it depends what I title it. But basically, I'm gonna tell little stories linking into my phobias because that's a trending thing, and I'm gonna jump on that train. Just kidding, I was planning on doing this a couple months back, but I didn't get around to it. But anyway, so I guess the first fear a lot of people, like, whenever they think, what is Haley afraid of? Everyone that I know would probably say, oh, animals, zoophobia. I have this weird fear where I can't stand a lot of animals. It's like mainly when people, like, think of it, they go, oh yeah, Haley has a fear of dogs, which I do. But it's, like, linked with zoophobia, I guess, because, like, I can't stand any animals. But, yeah, I'll use dogs as an example. I find dogs are very scary to look at. They have sharp teeth that are always showing at times, depends on, like, the shape of their body and their head, and, like, I don't like the fur on them, which is also, I guess, linked with DORAPHOBIA, which I have that also. It's the double whammy. I just find, I don't know, it's hard to explain, but, like, I don't like animals that are, like, in your face. Like, dogs, they can, I don't like jumpy dogs. Like, I guess my phobia, sometimes tends to weaken a bit. Like, I get, like, to know an animal, and I'll be, fine with certain animals, and, like, I have actually held an animal before. I've held rabbits, and I've actually hugged a dog once, but, like, it's after, like, a long time of knowing an animal and going, okay, so this animal definitely won't hurt me. I can trust this one. Meanwhile, I'll go to my friend's house, and she basically has 2 giant horses of dogs, and I just can't stand them. Like, they have to stay outside. I probably wouldn't like sharing the same room as them. I'd end up freaking out, screaming. I used to actually, whenever I see a dog, I used to lift up one leg as, like, this protection thing, and I'd lift up my arms to keep my hands nice and high, and I'd use, like, either my right leg or my left leg and keep it up, so that way, say if the dog jumped, it'd end up like putting its paws on my leg and not in my body, because I just didn't want it to touch me. And I was afraid of it, so I was like, oh, no thank you, goodbye. Yeah. Also with DORAPHOBIA, if you don't know what DORAPHOBIA is the fear of fur or pelt. Pelts are for basically, like, I don't like really fluffy animals, like long-haired Samoyeds, for example. I can't handle them. I don't like touching them that much. Like, I'm fine, like, with slowly walking up to them at my own pace with, like, their weird fur, but to me it looks, like, really freaky, like, so much hair covering an entire animal. That's not normal. To me it just feels, like, abnormal and just freaky to look at, so I just tend to, like, not engage and keep my distance. Like, I just, ugh. My next fear is of, well, I should say what it's called, TRYPANOPHOBIA. I think I said that right. Some of these are googled, so hopefully it's the right fear, but I'll explain them anyway. TRYPANOPHOBIA is fear of needles. Shit. But, basically, I am deathly afraid of needles. Like, I'll be screaming and crying when near needles. It has actually probably started, like, causing health problems because, like, vaccinations, I can't get those unless, like, I take happy gas, to which that was also a struggle. That's another thing, but that's a story for another day. Like, I can't handle needles. I remember once at school we were getting all the meningococcal and, those vaccines, and I remember, a class was called to get them, and I just wasn't having it. I physically noped. I was like, no, I'm not getting the meningococcal. So that would have caused a lot of health problems. So, like, if you just Google meningococcal, you'll know how bad it is. But what I found was that a lot of kids, like, tend to be allergic to it and can't take certain vaccines. So a way for kids to be protected is by having other kids around them vaccinated. So that way the kids who are vaccinated won't catch it, therefore won't be spreading it to the person who can't take it. So I knew straight away that I wouldn't be able to take the vaccine, so I convinced all my friends, you gotta get the meningococcal vaccine, you gotta, you don't want to be, stuck. I mean, look at the side effects, look what it'll do to you, I did all that just so that way I could have, like, that protection, I guess. Like, not only will they be getting it, which sucks for them, but, like, because I know I have that fear, I actually can't stand needles, like, at all. Like, I'm actually going through, like, exposure therapy just to get over my fear of needles, because it's becoming a health issue. I mean, like I said, I'm not vaccinated, which is a problem. But yeah, like, I found that loophole, which, if you can get over your fear of needles, I do recommend it. It's not fun in the long run. Like, I haven't got any problems now, but, like, I know I will later on. Say if I catch meningococcal, like I said before. Oh no. Here's a good one. Sociophobia. The fear of being judged by society or people. I think that's close enough. I think I mucked that up there, but yeah. So sociophobia, fear of, like, being judged by society or people, or that sort of thing. Just the fear of being judged. Man, I love rambling today. So basically, with my fear, I actually cannot handle, like, multiple eyes on me. I can't handle, being in public in case, people might be looking at me like, oh, what the fuck is she wearing? Or, oh, what the hell is she doing? She's acting, bizarre and out there. Like, I just have this fear, like, for example, not too long ago, I was out in public, right? And I had a fear that all these bystanders who were driving past in their cars were judging me. And it became so scary for me that I actually went to the local police station for help because I just couldn't fucking handle it. Like, I went into the police station like, what up? So I have sociophobia. I can't stand being judged by these people. I feel like the cars are staring at me. I'm pretty sure it's sociophobia. If not, let me know. I don't know what it's called. Like, it's not cars themselves, it's people, but, like, that's literally how I described it to, like, my family. I was like, yeah, the cars were staring at me. Like, and there was also, like, this other time where, I was at my friend's house. I was picking her up to go to my other friend's house, because we were having, like, a sleepover or whatever, and I didn't want to wait outside the front of the house, so I went for a drive to McDonald's, and on the way there was this group of people outside their house, right, and they all just stared my car down. I was like, why the fuck are they staring? Get the fuck away from me. Don't look at me. I just don't like being stared at in general. Like, even if it's people on the sidewalk, because I have a very loud car, I drive a Holden, which, you could Google it, they're very loud. So, people on the sidewalk walking along, if they hear your car, they're gonna turn their head and look, and to me, I interpret that as them judging me, like, oh, look at this fucking hoon, and I end up getting extreme anxiety and just the extreme nope. Like, I get so self-conscious when I drive that it's a really big problem. And my last phobia that I have here is, I mean, you might have seen it in a stream before where I talked about the topic, but it's HOPLOPHOBIA. I don't know how to pronounce it. HOPLOPHOBIA, which is a fear of people who own firearms. I know that kind of sounds weird, And I mean, it's not just like guns and stuff, it's like bows and arrows and just anything I can fire a weapon. I find that like really scary. Like, in my mind, it's like, if you own a gun, you're not just owning a gun, you bought that gun in the intention of killing something or someone. So I kind of sit there like, oh god, what the fuck? What if they're a sociopath? What if they're a psychopath? Oh no! Like, I end up like really worrying. Like, I knew someone who used to be my neighbor who owned a bow and arrow, and they would actually like shoot things in their yard, and it used to freak me the fuck out. I was like, oh hell no. Hell no. Like, I honestly don't understand why people own guns in the first place. Like, sure, I understand you want to defend your family and whatever, but like, there's other ways. Like, you get pepper spray, you get your taser, you're good. You don't need a gun. You don't need a gun. You're fine. Stop. No.